Hey guys, it rained all night long. It rained all day today. I just got home from work, so we're gonna go see if our barn's flooded right now. I'm really hoping we aren't. But I don't. You guys can see that, like right back there. Like my driveway is full of puddles. The field is full of puddles. There's a lot of runoff from our gutters, so I know our gutters are catching a lot of water, but there's just nowhere for it to go. So let's see what we're working with. So I just have like 2 stalls that really like to flood a whole lot. So you guys can see it's a little moist. There's a little bit of mud. Yeah, it's a little muddy. It's not as bad as it has been, so I'm gonna call that a win. I'm just gonna go over here and check the other stall. You guys can see there's Pinky. She's bred for March, and Brownie. Brownie's doing about 2 weeks. And this little bundle of sunshine, her name's actually Sunny. She's Pinky's baby from last year. Wolfie from the first episode is her brother. He's our new herd sire. He's also the Houdini buck that we thought was too little. Couldn't get the job done. Definitely got the job done. I have blood tests to prove it, people. This is Yoshi. Yoshi is a 3-year-old Bordeaux. She was a bottle baby. Her mommy passed away shortly after she was born. So she got to come and live in the house with us for a while. And Dilly does not want us to say hi to Yoshi. Yoshi actually might not be staying with our herd. Yoshi is really aggressive, and you can see, you just saw it right there. Yoshi is really aggressive towards our Nigerian dwarfs. And guys, they're bred. These guys cannot take much hits, and you can see she's got horns. They don't have horns. There's obviously a size difference. She doesn't really just make it a point to just nudge them out of the way. She takes on the role of a bowling ball, and those are her bowling pins. So she's actually on the docket to leave our herd. I hate to do this. She was one of the few boars we kept when we switched from Nigerians to from boars to Nigerians. I hate to see her leave, but I really can't risk any babies being aborted or losing any this year. This really pregnant girl right there in the center, that's Gunther. You're a drama llama, giving us his best side too. So that's Bojo. Her full name is Bojangles. Bojangles was actually the first goat that we ever got on the farm, and she'll never leave. I don't care what she does, I'll just work around her. She has been one of the sweetest Bordeaux ever. She's commercial, which means she's not registered, which that doesn't matter to me. She was my first one. We're expecting kids out of her mid-February, right around Valentine's Day, I think. I'll have to look at my planner. But she's a really seasoned doe. This will probably be her 6th or 7th freshening. So those babies, she's always been an easy birther. I almost never have to worry about her ever birthing or being there for. But yep, she's one that will be here till the good Lord calls her home. All right, guys. No sooner than I said it and I introduced Yoshi to you, did I get a little bit of news that we do have someone that's going to come and look at her tonight. So she's possibly going to be leaving our farm. I have a lot of really mixed emotions about this. I take a lot of pride in the goats that are born on our farm, especially since she was bottle raised. So she spent a lot of time in our house, a lot of midnight feedings with her. She's about 3 years old, and she should be bred to one of our Nigerian dwarf bucks. But, you know, there are a couple things that drive you to really figure out who needs to be called out of your herd. Of course, there are genetic things, and if you are, maybe if your goat program is more geared towards maybe showing or production, there are a couple of genetic things that would lead you to cull an animal. But the only reason that we're culling Yoshi, because she actually has a fantastic pedigree. She grew out really nice to be a bottle baby. A lot of times they're stunted, but she carried over that bottle baby spoiledness. And that's really caused her to target a lot of our Nigerian dwarfs that are heavy bred. And that's the reason why some of those girls are actually in our nursery lean-to already. They've got about, somewhere in the next 2 weeks they'll be kidding. But I just really didn't want to chance the babies being hurt because of Yoshi being unable to process that she's just not little, and because they're smaller that she could just push them around. And it's not just a small push, like she could really hurt them. So You see Yoshi here, it's like she knows I'm talking about her. Yoshi is a good girl. She's a sweet baby. And I love her to death, but she really does have a problem with being aggressive towards other goats. I just can't justify keeping her because she's a bottle baby and because I have a lot of emotions tied to her if she's going to be detrimental to our other goats. I can't let the health and happiness of one overrule the health and happiness over many. So this big girl right here is Dilly. Dilly's a little bit older than Bojo. I'll have to look at her records to figure out how old she is. Say she's about 8 or 9 years old. Dilly came to us as a rescue. She was brought on the farm, severely emaciated, just not in good shape at all. I paid way too much money for her and another goat that we rehomed after we got her up to speed and up to weight. And she was small, guys. She was 2 or 3 years old, and we weren't sure she was gonna make it. So, but now she is our herd queen. She's a pretty big Bordeaux. And that's how she came. I've already met Gunther, our drama llama, who, even though he acts camera shy, makes it into every single shot just about. Gunther is our livestock guardian llama. I know a lot of people might not agree with using a llama for this purpose because he's also a prey animal, but let me tell you what, we've not had a coyote problem since he came to work on this farm about 2 or 3 years ago. He's very good at his job. He's very protective of his herd. He's the best nanny that any of these goat mamas could ever ask for. You can tell. So Gunther's actually one heck of a survivor. In the fall, he came down with symptoms that led us to believe that he had meningeal worms. These are worms that are carried by white-tailed deer. They take a long time to show up, their symptoms do, but when they do, they start becoming unwobbly on their feet. They can come down with paralysis where they can't get up. So he went through a heavy deworming with multiple dewormers that could cross that blood-brain barrier to take care of those worms. And thankfully, we caught it in time. We treated it quick enough. And he's still a little bit wobbly. You guys probably can't tell because you guys didn't see him before. But he is a little wobbly still on his feet, but he is mobile enough to do his job. And we're just really happy that he's here. He is a fantastic animal. And he has the same diet as goats, so we can feed him the same feed without really worrying about an overload in copper or anything else like that. But that's Gunther. He's a good boy. Aren't you, Gumper? This girl right here is Tiana. She's really wide. Let us know how many kids you think she's going to have, too. Her milk's coming really well. She is our blue-eyed girl on this side. She came with Rapunzel and Pearl as well. She'll be a first-time freshener, as will Pearl. They all came from the same farm. They were all shown in 4-H as yearlings and were never exposed to a buck. So they're a group of 4 and 5-year-olds that will be freshening for the first time this year. This is Belle. Belle is the herd queen on this side. She is a thick, thick girl. She is a thick, thick girl. Say hi, Belle. She's got bug eyes. Very serious. She is a very serious girl. Belle came to us with Rapunzel. Rapunzel's Tootsie's mom. We'll introduce her in a second. She came with Pearl. Pearl's this gold girl up here trying to, oh goodness, Belle. Up here seeing if there's any hay left in there. So this girl is Blackberry. Blackberry is about, 3 or 4 years old. This will be her 3rd freshening. She's due in the next 2 weeks. Then you've got the one who's camera shy. That's Mossy, and you guys can see how pregnant she is. And you can see right there, she's dropping milk. She's building an udder, so that's Mossy. Mossy is a 5-year-old, so this should probably be her 4th or 5th freshening. She came to us last year when we first started with Nigerians. And she's a sweet girl. She's a little tall for a Nigerian, but she is what she is, and we're hoping she's gonna give us some good babies. This is Willow. Willow came to our farm with Mossy. They're not really related, but they came as a bonded pair. Whenever you're purchasing goats, I've always found they're better to come in pairs just because it makes it easier for them to transition to a herd if they've got a buddy coming along. But she is a sweet girl. She's bred for, I think it's February 1st. So we are actually in the home stretch with her. She's going to go in one of our kidding stalls tonight just because Nigerians, smaller breeds, their gestation goes from 145 days, give or take 5 days in either direction. So we are on the cusp of her having babies. She's a sweet girl. That's Tootsie and Rapunzel. You guys have already met Tootsie. She's busy trying to nurse. So she's about 2.5 months old now. Mommy still lets her nurse, and I'm going to keep letting her nurse until I decide to wean her and start milking. But that's Rapunzel. That's her mommy. She came to our farm with Pearl, Tiana, and Belle. This little girl is Tiger Lily. She's one of the newest additions. She came to us from Richmond, Kentucky, from a really well-known Nigerian Dwarf goat breeder. She's got a fantastic pedigree, and she's sweet. She's a little bit timid, but she's warming up. She is definitely the alarm bell in, you are cute. She's the alarm bell in her pasture. The moment she sees you, she screams. She lets everybody know that you're coming. This is Raven. She's probably bottom of the totem pole with Tiger Lily. She came from the same farm as Tiger. She's a sweet girl, and hopefully she's bred for May babies. And this Energizer Bunny is Bun Bun, Leo Bun Bun to be exact. He's my daughter's Holland Lop, and he's a 4-H rabbit. Yesterday, guys, you saw I had on a short sleeve shirt. It was 40 degrees, and now it's doing this weird snow sleet thing. So hopefully that rain that we got will freeze, and we'll stop sloshing around here. And these girls are all of our salmon Faverolles hens. For any of my poultry enthusiasts out there, I know they're not show quality. They are from a hatchery, but they do for 4-H, and they do for giving us eggs. We also have a couple of different chickens in here that I think were out of the surprise breed, but there are also Easter egg chickens in here. So we get those nice blue and green eggs. There's the grouchiest rooster God put on earth. Tell him. So in here we have more Easter egg chickens and a salmon Faverolles rooster. He's a little bit older than the hens on the other side of the coop. We do have it divided just to make it kind of easier to let everybody get roosting space. But there you have it. Those are the chickens. He's too mean for a name. So I don't know. Maybe we'll just start referring to him as El Diablo. Guys, I've already met our turkeys. Excuse the mess down here. We're redoing our buck barn and our buck enclosure. So the fence is started, but sometimes the weather stalls you out. And there he is, Wolfie, the Wonder Kid. The father, well, we're assuming probably based on birth dates, the father of all of those babies that'll be hitting the ground. We'll keep you guys informed as the babies hit the ground. Fella right there, you guys have seen him already. That's Poseidon. Poseidon's the dominant, and this fella that just wants to sit back here and rest and not be bothered behind everybody, that's Lego. And you can see they're all bundled in. Oh goodness. You know that's quite an itch when they gotta lay down to scratch. Oh man. There she goes, guys. There she's going to a new home. So you guys were able to meet some of the animals on our farm today. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing them. I know I really enjoyed letting you guys see them and introducing you. If you guys have any questions about any of them, go ahead, leave it in the comments below. But until then, make sure you smash that like button, ring the notifications bell, and subscribe, guys. Until next time, bye.